Hey guys, what's up? It's SW. I bring guys another web video. Today's video we'll be looking over the incoming pattern switch that will be going on over the course of the ending of the month and also the major storms that are going to be going through the US. So without further ado, let's get started. As we can see here, this is 7 p.m. today. We can see a pretty widespread tranquil day. The east has cold air in place. Very cold air with some backside snow in Vermont and New Hampshire from this nor'easter that went through. It's technically called a nor'easter, but there was no snow. So everybody just got a bunch of rain unless you're on the backside in the Tri-Cities areas down here near Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina. And then we can see a warm air surge into the West Coast. This is what's going to fuel our incoming pattern switch. So if we move this along real quick, we can see stays pretty quiet. We do have a disturbance in the west that is going to make impact. And then this is our first major storm. This is happening, it says, around Christmas. We have kind of this cutter storm that is going to bring warmer up from the Gulf into the East Coast and then colder coming back down into the West. We can see this storm provides snow for North Dakota, South Dakota, and a bunch of rain for the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic. And then we have this transfer of power we have a secondary low developing here, and this low pressure system will then go on to take over the storm, and it crashes into the Northeast and provides snow for Michigan and Canada. And then this is showing another secondary low forming to then bring this up, and this is what's gonna possibly get snow into the East Coast. Everything will start off with rain, but then with this backside cold air coming from the previous two storms, that's where we could get some snow. And then this is January 1st. We can see this is showing widespread snow to Canada with Great Lake effect snow happening. And then when we move this along, this is getting into the area where we can take it with like a grain of salt. But we can see all this cold air is just sitting over the region. Then we do have this storm, which will be interesting to watch how this plays out. But this is 15 days out at this point, so can't really trust it too much. Going to the CFS Weekly, this kind of shows like temperature anomalies. You can see warm air pretty much across unless you're on the coastal west coast, coastal northwest coast, and southeast, usually warmer. But then here's where the pattern switch comes. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're here. And 4 weeks, we can see we got cold air and then kind of warms back up towards the end of January. As MJO transfers into phase 8 and 1, it'll start bringing cold air down into the US and ultimately create a stormier pattern. When we go to the Climate Prediction Center, we can see in the 6 to 10 day out, we can see above average temperatures across the board here. But the thing to watch out for is above average precipitation. This was the storm that I was showing you guys happening around the 28th in the East Coast with that like double storm. 8 to 14, we can see we still have above average, but then it's starting to cool down. And then week 3 to 4, we can see less above average, but near normal precipitation. When we go to the 1 month, this is where we have to start watching out for. This is valid December, so this is pretty much over at this point. This is what I really want to look at is the January, February December, January, February. So this is like the winter outlook essentially. We can see we have a way above average chance of precipitation along the coastal mid-Atlantic and Northeast, and then above average precipitation. Above average precipitation doesn't mean that you're always going to get above average precipitation. It means that it's going to trend to be above average. Same with temperatures. There are going to be stretches where it's 10 to 15 degrees below average, but then there are also going to be stretches where it's above average. So it just evens out. Going to the precipitation, we can see they have upgraded it to moderate risk from the 27th to the 29th in coastal, mid-Atlantic, and northeast for the storm that they're watching for. We do also have a moderate snow risk for the Sahara Mountains. Not the Sahara Mountains, the mountains in California. Temperature, we don't have any hazard. And then winds, we have moderate. This is for a coastal storm that's going to be impacting them. Then going to the CFS model, this will really show us like the pattern switch, because this is a month-long model. So take everything probably past hour 275, 280 with the grain of salt, because 240 is 10 days out. So I'd say 280 everything past. We can see it's shown that storm, and at the 27th it's also shown the storm that moves through, but it's shown it kind of stalling over the northeast, so providing some wake effect snow. And then move this along, we have that storm, and then this is shown by the 5th we get our pattern switch. We can see with this pattern switch we have our first coastal storm and a bunch of cold air. Where we can see the 498 bar is right here, and if we look at temperature, 498, that's 36 degrees it's shown. If there were precipitation there. This is AGL though. The 800 millibar temperature is extremely cold. It's in the negatives, -6 degrees Celsius where I am. Aerodynamics. So, if we go back, we can see just extremely cold air. We do have this Clipper storm that's showing, and again, just really cold air because we have this high pressure system keeping the cold air. If we go to the temperature again, I messed it up. If we go out to when it's showing the extremely cold air, it's around here. Yeah, there it is. See, like even into Virginia, it's showing 3 degrees. This is at 2 a.m. Or 2 a.m. This would be the 11th. Yeah, just extremely cold. 12 degrees. Even like the coastal region, New York City, 9 degrees. Appalachian, -3, -5. North Carolina, 2 degrees. So just extremely cold if this solidifies, but this is 500 hours out, 550 really. So we can't really trust this, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll keep you guys updated on this pattern switch. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everyone.